What is going on, traders? Welcome back to the Traveling Trader. First video since we hit 100K. I just want to say thank you. In this video, I will be going over my top 5 penny stocks to buy now. And you guys have been hounding me over my opinion on Bngo. Of course, if you're part of our trading group, you know we got in that last week. Our cost basis was around $1.70, close to 5 to 6 times our money on that trade. It has since taken a dive today. Obviously, people do take profits, so I'll be giving you my analysis on that as well, as everybody and their mother is asking me about it. Everything will be timestamped below, but you know the drill. If you get anything out of this video, leave it a big fat thumbs up just like this. Leave it in the comment section below. Let me know which one of these you're interested in or are already in. And if you want access to our lovely private trading group, link is in the description below, where I did send out an alert for Bngo as well as some of these other penny stocks. We also had an insane 2000% trade on Boeing. Oh, and as some of you already know, I'm doing an options course. If you want early bird access and an early bird discount, it's the link in the pinned comments below. Let's get right into it. Top 5 penny stocks to buy. It goes without saying, do your own research. Position sizing is everything. If you go heavier than you should in a stock and it starts tanking, you are more likely to panic sell as opposed to looking at a chart, being able to breathe, seeing where the support is, deciding whether to hold or not. If you have money on the line that is really detrimental to you, then you are inclined to make stupid decisions. So do your own research. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Take what you like, position size accordingly, find your own risk tolerance. So the first penny stock that I'm going to be talking about is Sesen Bio. This is sitting at around $1.30 right now. There's a few reasons I like this. One is the technicals. Obviously, if you guys are familiar with technical analysis, then you can spot right off the bat that this is a very healthy uptrend. It is a gradual uptrend that is continuously retested and is bounced off of. We have this beautiful hidden bullish divergence here between some of the indicators. You see the stochastic RSI, the RSI going downwards, making lower lows, and the price making higher lows. This is called hidden bullish divergence. Okay, so what is it about this company that I like? Well, in my view right now, there are really 3 main industries that are seeing a tremendous amount of momentum as it relates to penny stocks. Biotech, so that includes cancer drugs, cancer research, as well as genomics and some other fields in biosciences. Cannabis is the second one, and clean energy / EV related plays / minerals are the third category. Okay, so we talked about Sesen's chart real quick, and you know I'm a fan of buying at support. I love buying at support because you can essentially set a pretty tight stop limit below support if things don't go your way. But from a fundamental standpoint, Sesen submitted an application for FDA approval for something that is called Vicinium or Vicinium. For all you doctors out there, if I'm mispronouncing it, don't laugh at me. I'm just a trader. But this has already passed the first 2 trials and it has gone to a phase 3 trial. Now, FDA approval is expected sometime in the first or second quarter of 2021. And as you know, I hate FOMOing. I don't like to buy the news. I like to buy before the news and sell into the news when everybody else is FOMOing. Now, I did a little bit of digging into Vicinium, and it is basically a bladder cancer drug, a revolutionary bladder cancer drug. And it is for patients who have not responded to certain types of bladder cancer treatment. Now, all the ramblings and rumors going on in the industry is that this is expected to be approved. Again, do your research. Don't take my word for it. Obviously, nobody can see the future, but I want to get in before the news is actually out there. And this pump here that we saw on Sesen, this was when they submitted their FDA approval, which was expected. And so there was a sell the news opportunity here where traders took profits. Now it is back at support, and I'm happy to buy back in here. Again, you could set a tight stop limit below this in case the trade goes awry. Now, from what I understand, the FDA has 60 days to approve it, and they just submitted approval at the end of December. So we should hear sometime in February or by February. All right, penny stock number 2 is ISR. ISR or IsoRay. Again, another biosciences company. And here's what excited me about this company. IsoRay is the only producer of cesium-131, commonly known as cesium blue brachytherapy seeds. I'm not going to act like I knew exactly what that was before I read into it, but digging into it a little bit further, brachytherapy is used in the treatment of prostate cancer. And what these seeds are able to do, it's like magic. I mean, they basically insert these seeds in the prostate gland, and these seeds emit radiation over a timed release period, and it is a more localized specialized version of radiation that limits damage to other organs. So like I said, Isoray, according to this article on Seeking Alpha, is the only commercially known producer of these brachytherapy seeds. And the FDA just cleared C4 Imaging's MRI markers that will go hand in hand with this brachytherapy. The MRI markers will help guide the seed localization, where they insert the seeds in the prostate gland. See, this is why I love trading, man, because we trade such a wide array of companies. You get to learn about so many advancements in a wide array of niches and industries and market segments, things that you probably would never read on your own. Anyway, that is why I'm really bullish on Isoray here, and it is trading at around 53 cents right now. It does swing quite a bit, so obviously you are going to have to withstand a lot of swings. I do think it can easily get back to the dollar mark. And one thing from a technical perspective here that is so obvious to me is this protruding green volume bar here. I want you to take a look at this chart. I can zoom in real quick and remove the other indicators. Where else do you see this volume on this company? There was an initial spike back here in 2018. I don't know if this was a reverse split or something. It looks like this was some event-based thing. However, aside from that outlier there, just in terms of normal trading, it doesn't do volume like this, right? This is based on the recent FDA clearance of C4 Imaging's MRI markers. All right, stock number 3. This has been an absolute killer for us. If you're a fan of this channel, I've talked about this before, NMGRF. Now, this is an OTC stock, unfortunately, because it's not available on Robinhood. But if it was, I think the stock would be even more pumped into oblivion. But this is an OTC stock, Nouveau Monde Graphite Inc. It is a mining company out of Quebec in Canada. I actually did a whole video on it, so to save you guys from hearing the same information over and over, if you want my grand analysis on it and you want to know exactly what the company does, I'll link the video here. But there are two main reasons that I'm excited about NMGRF. One, because the US is limiting where it gets its minerals from. There has been recent legislation passed that limits the United States from retrieving minerals from adversarial countries. And this is based in Canada. Obviously, Canada is one of our largest trading partners. And with the exponential growth in EVs and EV batteries, aside from lithium, the other mineral that is heavily required is graphite. And the second reason that I'm really bullish is because Nouveau Monde is aiming to be a carbon neutral battery materials producer. They have committed to being carbon neutral by, if I remember correctly, it was like 2023, I think. So yeah, Tesla is not the only game in town anymore. GM is looking to make EVs the cornerstone of their lineup. Ford just released a Mustang EV. So I'm really bullish on NMGRF. I think this is a good long-term hold, and I like buying it here because they just did an offering. One of the risks with these penny stocks especially is as they gain in popularity, obviously they want to leverage that popularity. So what they do is they do a share offering because they know that there are so many investors and traders' eyes on them. So they try to do a shares offering at a recent peak and leverage that interest. And obviously what happens in the immediate term usually is a dilution in shares, because there are now millions more shares suddenly invented out of thin air. So that brings the price down in the short term, and we do see that price decline there almost to the 21 exponential moving average. And now we saw a few days of support, and it has had a 15% day today. So I still like NMGRF. All right, stock number 4 is Sundial Growers, which is a cannabis company. This is trading at around 53 cents. We've made a good amount of money on this company already, but there is a runoff election in Georgia at the time of this recording. And if the Democrats take the Senate, then I expect cannabis stocks to fly, because in the United States, the Democrats have been pushing for federal legalization of marijuana. And if that's the case, then you will see a lot of these cannabis companies fly, as they will now be legal to trade. You'll see them included in indexes. You'll see them included in funds. They can raise money without these gray areas. And in terms of market caps, if you look at the most traded penny stocks, in this case, I'm using FinViz, which is a free screener. You could see here, number 7, Sundial Growers, has a market cap of almost $500 million, which is bigger than most of the penny stocks that you see here. If you look at its price to sales ratio, it is really low compared to the sector median. We're at 1.12. The sector median in terms of cannabis is 7.31. This is how high the stock is priced compared to the sales that the company does. Same thing with its price to book ratio. It's about half of what the sector median is. And from a technical perspective, I really like this. You have these spikes followed by these periods of consolidation, another spike followed by a period of consolidation. The stochastic RSI is upward trending. Now, what could happen is after the Georgia election, if it favors Republican, we could see a short decline in these cannabis stocks, and especially the cannabis penny stocks, right? Because they're more susceptible to volatility. But in that case, I would buy the weakness on any sort of major decline like that. So if we do see a decline, then I would buy the weakness on that decline. All right, and stock number 5 is ABML. A lot of you guys that trade penny stocks know this. This is American Battery Metals Corporation based out of Nevada. Another EV related play, or EV battery related play. It has plunged to the 21 EMA, found strong support here. So I'm looking to establish a first position here. It dropped a total of almost 56% on the wick before climbing back up and totaling its loss to about 42% at the moment. I will wait an additional day to see what the next candle does, but I do like ABML as long as it finds support. If it continues to find support here at the 21 moving average, fine. If it drops to the 50 moving average, then I'll establish a position there. But I would like to see what the next candle does. ABML also established a partnership with Just Business, which is a company based out of San Francisco that is looking to do battery recycling. This is a part of the EV sector that isn't talked about much. Less than 5% of the world's supply of lithium-ion batteries are recycled today, which leads to an annual $7 billion of battery waste. So whoever can corner that market first, especially in the US, I think they'll be able to leverage yet another sector of this industry, or subsector of this industry. Now, obviously, there are way more penny stocks to look at. I mean, you have Naked, you have Zom, there's just a ton to look at, and I can't get through all of them, and I want to make a condensed video that has penny stocks in a wide array of market segments. But let us talk about Bngo real quick, because you guys are going to hound me for my opinion on this. So Bngo saw a decline of about 31% today after hitting all-time highs, or recent highs, I should say, of around $7.25. Like I said, we bought this at the 170 range. And when I bought it, it was basically, I mean, the hype around Bngo was all over Reddit for a very long time. I know some people are trying to take recent credit for it, but this was on Reddit for months. And I think what really triggered this buying was the rumor that ARK was looking into this, because a member of the ARK team had tweeted that they were interested to at least talk to the people associated with Bngo. And then that caused a shitstorm on Reddit, and then that flowed through YouTube. But there's actually some really good stuff happening under the hood. But the reason that we bought it, after it was put on my radar, I basically saw this bullish candle here. This is called a harami. And I saw this bullish setup here, and then after the breakout and it crossed our resistance line, which is this blue line, that is essentially when I entered, when I was like, okay, the momentum is here. It's breaking hard resistance. This resistance has lasted for a very long time. And that is really why I decided to enter. But even if you look at Seeking Alpha, there's been bullish articles going all the way back to July. This isn't a new thing. But I think the reason that ARK was even remotely interested in looking at them was because of their genomic imaging service offering called Sapphire. And the claim is that Sapphire is superior to other products currently on the market at identifying certain diseases in genes. And more specifically, the claim that one of its services, Lineagen, was able to identify novel variants of ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder. Not only that, but it's supposedly more cost effective than other genomic identification services. So do I think it has more room to run? Yes, I do. It doesn't mean that there won't be any profit taking in the short term. We already had a 30% drop today. As you know, every stock retraces to the mean, whatever that mean is, whether we're talking about a major moving average or a major support level. I would like to see support at least the $3, $3.50 range, right? Which would be in between this gap here. And I'd like to see at least a couple of days of support here before jumping back in. Now, what is encouraging is the profit taking really didn't come with a ton of volume. This is really the candle that brought down the stock today. But if you look at the last 3-4 days of buying, these green candles are much taller than the red one, the red volume candle here, right? So yeah, the price dropped, but there's still a lot of people that are retaining the stock, or that are holding on to the stock. Moreover, if there is a huge catalyst, like if ARK suddenly buys a crap load of Bngo, or if someone acquires Bngo, then obviously that is going to make the stock fly into the double digits, I think. But unless you're a genomics expert, I think it's very hard to verify these claims. Yes, of course, the company is going to say we do this and we can promise you the world at a much cheaper price. But I would like to see more folks in the genomics industry weigh in on this and verify some of these claims. And if you don't want to wait until the stock finds support, then it's just a gamble. And as long as you know that that's all that is, it's fine. But without it establishing support, nobody on planet Earth can tell you how much momentum is left in the short term, in the day-to-day. TA is not fortune telling. TA is still a data-based acumen. We need to see data points before making conclusions or hypotheses. Anyway, that is it for this video. If you got anything out of this video, leave it a big fat thumbs up. Leave it in the comment section below. Let me know which one of these you've already played or are planning on entering. Sign up for access to the options course below. Sign up if you want access to the trading group below. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for 100K. Stay safe out there, traders. Peace.